All right, we're live here again at Doomsday's Krypt. I'm sitting down with Michael Pickle, who's got a campaign out right now for his Indiegogo project, The Dead Place. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
A big thank you to Amy Crabtree for recommending you. We'll give everybody a few minutes to come in. Here we go. We're already at 5. Let me get to the comments here. So this is a project you've been working on for a long time to get ready to go into demand in film, right?
Yeah, I first wrote it back in 2007, and I was a musician at the time. I had no aspirations to be a filmmaker or a script writer, and I had this really frightening experience in a haunted asylum. And so we started to film a music video, and the guys kept flaking on the music video. They didn't take it seriously. I had this whole concept to put together. So between that experience that I had that gave me the idea, and then that little taste of filmmaking with the video, I just dove right in, and I've been learning ever since and kind of shaping the script as I went along. And here I am finally making it 15 years later.
You caught the bug, man, huh? Just had to find the right direction for you to go, and now you found it. I
Yeah,
hear you. I did the music live it. Oh, go ahead. I think I might be lagging a bit, or you are. Am I lagging on
okay.
your end?
No, no, you're good now.
Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I understand. I did the music thing, and I'd never thought I'd be doing the horror thing now, and it's kind of been crazy. It's been an amazing ride, but once it kind of like I don't do the movies yet, hopefully some down the road, but once that horror bug grabs you and you're doing conventions or anything else, you just kind of get that flow. So I can imagine being a filmmaker and wanting to do music videos, and then horror and music go well together anyway.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a huge shift in what I was doing. I still felt like an artist who just changed focus, because when I was in a progressive metal band, and I would always try to do visual things and project visuals and stuff behind us. So I'd always try to make it visual, and I wrote the lyrics and everything and sang. So that kind of just translated into filmmaking, and just all of a sudden I could do it.
That's awesome, man. And this is your first feature length film that you're working on?
No, my first feature-length film I did in 2020, and we finished it right when the pandemic started. So it's called Pay Up, and it was a $4,000 feature. So we shot up to 21 pages a day. A couple of the actors that are in The Dead Place are in my first film, Pay Up, and I gave them so much to do, especially Nick Fury. He's one of the stars of it. I gave him 21 pages a day to do, and we banged out this feature film for $4,000, and I'm really proud of it. And it's being released through Scream Team Releasing in February.
Fantastic, man. And I saw it. We're going to go to your campaign on the Indiegogo page, and we're going to play the trailer you have I guess in a couple seconds here. But the money's really coming in for it, and the support seems huge that you're getting right now, and the traction's really going. I'm hoping you hit your mark that you have for a goal set, because it does seem
Well,
like a fantastic project.
thank you. I mean, I laid the groundwork for years as far as having connections. And then I had a podcast that I still have it. We actually taken a hiatus right now working on this. But through the podcast, that's where I met David Howard Thornton. We talked to Sid Haig, the Grady twins from The Shining.
Like great.
So we got a lot of connections in the business that way. And then just being a horror journalist over the years, I just did everything I could to learn everything I could about the horror genre. If I was going to be a filmmaker and I chose my genre, I wanted to master it. I wanted to learn as much as I could about it. So I've been a student of it this whole time, as well as making a bunch of short films and music videos, and a successful TV show in 2019.
That's I'm not sure if I'm lagging on my end. I'm almost ready to go to my computer. I usually don't. I haven't been getting this problem lately, but yeah, it seems like you're really like you said, generating traction. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted because I couldn't hear a lot of what you said. That's probably on my part that I'm lagging a little bit. But you do a
Okay.
podcast too, you said?
Yeah, I've been doing
And
that
that's
for a
how you
couple
kind of
years.
met people.
Yeah, because the
That's always a
podcast
great
kind
way
of
to really meet and sit down with people.
yeah, the podcast kind of went hand in hand with the horror variety show that I did. So we used clips from the podcast and mix it in with horror skits and short films and music videos. So that was my show. So that kind of transitioned into feature films.
So you've kind of been your own student as you've been going, getting really ready for this Dead Place project that you're working on, and having David Howard Thornton, and you just announced another cast member. I'm sure it came probably from knowing Sid Haig, and word got out.
Yeah, and we just got David Howard Thornton on the podcast when we weren't that popular yet. So we really appreciate that he did that for us, and he kind of gave us a big boost in our listeners, and we got more popular after that. So I kind of met a lot of people through there, and as well when I was a journalist for morehorror.com, that's where I met Bill Oberst Jr. and that's where we added him to the cast. And I actually wanted him for my TV show. I wanted him to be the host, but I just couldn't afford him at the time. So we've kind of kept in touch over the years, and he really likes my writing. So as soon as his agent approached me this time and said, "What if we put Bill in this part of the villain in your movie?" I just jumped at the chance.
Yeah, it's amazing cast you got lined up, and I believe it. Angel just said she'll be on in less than 10 minutes, and that was probably a few minutes ago, so she'll be here soon. Looking forward to speaking with her. That's amazing. You got her. She's been really busy. She's been a busy actress and really uh, talented and growing, which I'm really happy to see her in this film. I know she's got to be over the moon working with the cast that you got and working with you.
Yeah, she was one of the first ones I cast. She just so happened, we just connected on Facebook through mutual friends in the filmmaking business. And I didn't even see any movies of hers because she's got a lot of movies coming out, but not a lot that had released at the time. So I just saw some clips of her from The House That Eats Flesh, of the Josh Gray's film, and just the way she screamed in that and looked mortified and terrified, just the way she was able to go to that place. I knew I had to have her for this character because there's a particular scene that calls for that type of acting. So I just started picturing her in the role after that, and she took it, and I'm really excited to work with her.
That's awesome. I mean, a good horror scream can either make or break something. Even in music, you have to have those pipes and the right pipes to hit that, you know, the audience. So it's not like,
Yeah,
oh man, that's awful. But she does have a fantastic scream. I've heard it too. And it's like, wow, is she? She's got a lot of talent in the horror industry, and you see the passion she puts in as an actress. And it's as a fan and watching all the different things that she's been involved in and growing. I'm happy to see it. Like I said, we were talking before we started. She just got done filming The Grind um, by Josh Adams and Adam Phillips, and my good friend Cody Huskins was in it. And I watched the trailer on that, and I was hooked with her and Amy Cody. And it's like, wow, these girls are really bringing a great final girl, or even cannon fodder, if you want to call it that, into a horror movie, which is always great. The tone definitely was set by them as actresses. So
yeah.
yeah, I can imagine.
She has this raw, natural talent that can't seems to come easy for her to be very natural on camera. That's why I snatched her right up. In this cast, I wanted to mix it up with some young up and coming stars that I seen star quality in that had the really natural way of acting, and then mix them with veterans like Bill Oberst Jr. and David Howard Thornton.
Yeah, I can't imagine how she's feeling now. I know she's because I've been following her. I've had her on the show before in the past, and seeing her as somebody who like got to know her a little bit and talk with her for a while, seeing how busy she is and how it's growing. I think she acted with Felissa or was filming with Felissa Rose, which has to be a mind blower for you. And now to be working with David Howard Thornton and Bill Oberst is, I mean, you couldn't ask for more as a up and coming actress. So I'm excited to talk with her about that. And this project sounds amazing. I really love the story. I love the narration you kind of did about this story, and I think we should go ahead and watch the trailer on Indiegogo, and then we can go over some of the perks you have going for it.
Okay.
And then, and probably by the time we get through that, we'll uh, uh, Bradford will be here, and we could talk to her. Bradford. I had a teacher called Mr. Radford, and every time I hear Angel Bradford's name, I always want to go Bradford because we used to run it down the hallway. Long story, but here we go. Let's watch the trailer here. All right.
Think twice about dismissing those who see what we don't, the strange ones, because a person's ghost can turn to demons before our eyes if we don't stop and listen. Hi, I'm Michael Pickle, writer, director, a man obsessed with the horror genre, and even more obsessed with bringing my upcoming feature film, The Dead Place, to life. The Dead Place revolves around a young man named Isaac, who struggles as a social outcast stemming from his ability to see the dead. While disruptive to his life, Isaac has kept a strange gift mostly in check with the help of his best friend Catherine. However, the arrival of a powerful new entity, one that seeks to feed off the souls attracted to Isaac, sets him on a path of madness, mayhem, and demonic bloodlust. After preparing to tell the story for almost 15 years with several horror short films, a successful horror variety series, and a feature film, I'm finally ready to give the fans the story that has been burning through my mind since 2008. We've assembled a dream cast that is already packed with an impressive collection of horror veterans and rising stars, including Susie Block, Nick Fuhrer, Elliot, Jovens Etienne, Angel Bradford, and starring Idris Valu as Isaac. And I cannot wait to showcase David Howard Thornton, aka Art the Clown from Terrifier, as our sarcastic and sadistic villain, the New Kid. We know everyone loves a good story and characters you care about, but we also know that horror fans crave some good old-fashioned graphic violence and gore delivered in the most realistic way possible. That's why we've enlisted Robert Bravo, veteran makeup effects artist on films like Sound of Violence, The Campus, Hitchhiker Massacre, and the upcoming monster movie Craving. He's excited to bring you a shockingly demonic world of mutated demons, murderous spirits, brutal kills, and much, much more. We've also got an amazing team of producers and crew members assembled and ready to bring this nightmarish vision to life. Beyond all the shock and horror that our film will bring, we're also proud of the story's fresh approach to underlying themes surrounding mental health, bullying, and other social issues that provide some additional substance to the project and more for horror fans to sink their teeth into. The film is designed to be produced on an ultra-low budget. Even still, we're looking for the horror community, and more specifically you, to help us make this happen. Our targeted goal, and our stretch goals that lie beyond, will be used primarily for cast, crew, locations, stunts, realistic practical effects, and everything we need to safely bring our fans the most impactful and highest quality horror film possible. So check out our crowdfunding campaign at Indiegogo and join us on this dark journey. And I'll see you in the Dead Place.
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 And I'll see you in the Dead Place.
I'll see you in the Dead Place.
I love the trailer. I love the tone that you're setting, and I love the thought you're putting into all this.
Cool.
I think it's you really broke down everything. You put broke down even how you're trying to raise the money and budget. You put a lot of thought into making sure you have this set up the way it needs to be set up. I can tell. I think that's really, really cool, man.
Yeah, we went through months and months of meetings upon meetings and recruiting producers and discussing just, and we even watched a whole course of how to crowdfund. We brought in Jason Horton from Craving. We brought him into one of our meetings. He gave us a bunch of great advice because he had a really successful crowdfunding campaign. So we just mulled over this and worked on it for months before we finally launched it.
Fantastic. Are you planning on, if this campaign hits its mark, continuing it, post-production type campaign, and keep the Indiegogo going as long as you can, or once it's over for you?
Yeah, because our goal, that's just for production. We would still need to do raise a little more funds for post-production. But we're going to keep it going after that, and we're going to do whatever it takes to get the proper budget for this film and make it, because it's the ball's rolling now and there's no way it's stopping.
Yeah, well, let us know at Doomsday's Krypt if there's anything we can do to help out. We're doing these cool little things. They're little magnet boxes, would be really cool perks for any campaign. We're doing them with art. I'd definitely be down to help you out with anything like that if you're interested. I'll talk to you a little bit off screen, but they're packed with a bunch of goodies and keychains, magnets, anything you need that are affordable perks for people that maybe help raise the money for you guys any way we can. I'm always down to help these indie projects. So
that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, anytime, man. It's what it's all about in the horror community. If we all kind of work together and support projects like this, there's a lot that can be accomplished. Look at Terrifier. Terrifier really was a indie project that became what it is.
And I believe their first Indiegogo campaign only made like 4,000 and something, and they only made a fraction of their goal. And they kept going after that and just securing the money themselves, just beg, borrow, or steal, whatever they had to do. And look at them now.
Yeah, they're killing it. They're killing it right now. Big congratulations to them. I'm actually going to go see Terrifier too. With my job, I haven't been able to go. I heard you're dealing with, in this film, with a lot of mental issues and bullying and all that other stuff. So it sounds like there's going to be gore, like you said, what horror fans crave, but there's going to be a lot of character development. I think that's one of the most important things in horror, is to find that good balance of character development in that time and the gore and because who cares if they die if you don't care about the character?
Yeah, that's why such a great cast was attracted to it, and that's why everybody keeps saying yes, because nobody's sure when I first ask them, and then once I get through the negotiations enough to where they want to see the script, once they see the script, they come back to me with a yes, because it's an actor's type of movie. I put a lot of meaningful dialogue and meaningful characters that feel real and genuine. That's why I wanted to get real and genuine actors to really sell this script.
Yeah, and the thing with David Howard Thornton, like you said, I've watched him. My buddy's had him on. He's gone on shows and helped them grow in his own way. He doesn't really care if there's 5 people watching or 100 people watching or 1,000 people watching. He seems like he's really down to earth, but also being Art the Clown, which he's amazing at, to be able to do a role where he can flesh out as a character and speak, because he does have a lot of talent. Like I said, I've watched a lot of his interviews. The guy's hilarious, tons of charisma, and to see him in a different type of role. I know he's been doing a few, the Stream movie that's coming out, and now with you, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of opportunity for people not just to see him as Art the Clown, but as the actor, as the range that he really does have, which does show in Art the Clown the fact that he can connect without speaking at all, and as just in movements and tone and looks and this and that, be able to do it. But he does have a great voice, as we saw in the trailer. It's almost like a Joker thing he kind of did there. I think it's going to be really cool for fans to see him in a different kind of role.
Yeah, he's excited to do a role like this where the villain talks so much and he's so sarcastic and has such an attitude. And I didn't have him in mind for the role because I'd only seen him as Art the Clown. And then when we had him in the podcast, I seen how animated he was there and how funny he is and how charming he is. And then we found out that he had this whole theater background where he played Grandpa Who in The Grinch on off Broadway. and he played the Joker in a fan film that was pretty popular. So I'm like, how? And his agent was really excited about it too when I talked to her, and she said she's really excited that he's got this great personality and this great theater background, and he's such an animated character, and then he becomes known for being a mute clown. So she said she thought it was really fun for him to do, just a complete opposite of that, but still play a villain.
Yeah, I'm excited to see him play Art the Clown more, but I'm also excited, like I said, to see him play different characters because I saw him on a podcast. You had him on your podcast. I was like, this guy's talented. He's funny. He's quick witted. He's I could see that he has a ton of range. So yeah, I gotta imagine that's exciting for you to be one of the first films he's in that he's not Art the Clown and able to show his chops. And like you said, you can see it. You can see it just in a podcast, sitting them down with them and having a discussion with them. I can't imagine what he's gonna bring to the table, but I imagine a lot.
And he comes into the production meetings and he always has everybody rolling laughing. He just always in high spirits and in a good mood and always ready to make people laugh and entertain them. And he makes the production meetings fun.
That's super cool. How cool is it for you? Like you said, you've done a few different things, but you never thought David Howard Thornton would be in this, doing this film. And now you got Bill Oberst coming in too, and it's like, wow, these guys are interested in what I'm doing. They believe in what I'm doing. We're gonna make this film. We're gonna make a kick-ass film, and the fans are gonna love it. And these guys are gonna, these guys are gonna be here. But we have Angel Bradford waiting to come in. She just got back from a long drive, but she still came to come join us. Angel Bradford.
Hey, Angel.
Hi.
Welcome.
How's it going?
It's going fantastic. We were talking a little bit about you, and we've been talking about the Dead Place. You've been really, really busy. I think one of the things that we didn't even talk about is she has that innocence look to her too that makes her great for horror. But we all know that's not true, right, Angel?
No, not at all. I do have one wing tattooed on my back for a reason.
Uh-oh. So how excited are you for this project coming out, working with David Howard Thornton, Bill Oberst? Look at you. Look how far you've come.
I have no words. I honestly have no words. I can't thank Michael enough for bringing me onto this project. I feel insanely honored and just grateful. My career kind of just started like a couple years ago, but it's kind of crazy how things are skyrocketing. And I'm very, very happy to be where I am today. I'm very grateful.
Well, I think it was about a year ago I had you on my show, and I was like, wow, she's great, and I've been following you ever since. It's like, man, she's in this, she's in that, and now you're being cast for this film. And when I found out you were in it, and everybody who's in it, and I watched the trailer and how passionate Michael is about fleshing it out and how much thought he's put into breaking down the budget, having the talent, having the story, having the character development. And also the gore. Gotta bring the gore.
It's been a story, that's been for years in the making. Michael has been waiting to make this for such a long time. And I think, honestly, patience, was a virtue, because look at everything that you have assembled, for this project now. Like, it's coming together amazing.
Sometimes the best things come to us late.
Yeah, as you can imagine, over the years, I wrote it as a beginner. So over the years, I've had dreams in my head of what this cast would be. And when it actually comes about to do it, and then seeing these powerhouse actors that are interested in it, and then seeing how excited Angel is to do it when she's such an up-and-coming star. And then, like I said, I didn't even need to watch a movie with her. All I needed to do was watch a small clip. And I knew she was going to be a star, so I had to have her in the cast.
Thank you.
Scream Queen. We got a bunch of Scream Queens in the indie community,
I love screaming.
And Angel's definitely one. Yes, yes.
So nice. I've met so many talented people, and it's unbelievable, how this community can come together to create something magical. I mean, just look at the success of Terrifier 2. It's incredible.
I still have not seen that. I'm going on the 20th when I get to Lexington, Kentucky. I think it's the last night it's playing it because I've been working 24/7, and then any time to breathe, I've been trying to get ready for Lexington, Kentucky. And I was like, oh man, it's going to be out of the theater by the time I get there. And then it just got extended. So I'm excited to be able to watch that movie in the theater. But
Oh yeah, it
this
was great. It
campaign's
was a
going,
great theater experience.
that's what I
Yeah, it
keep
was.
hearing. That's what I keep hearing. I won't talk about the other horror film that just
Hmm.
came out. I was gonna go. I think I told you I was gonna go to the theater, and I'm like, I don't want to get spoiled. I gotta watch it, and I was still gonna go to the theater. I didn't go to the theater. Um,
Yeah.
I know some people loved it. It just wasn't for me. But you're almost at 13,000 right now. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what I'm
Yeah.
thinking is, why don't we go
Yeah.
through the perks? Does it sound good to you?
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And you could discuss them, and yeah, let's do that. If I can figure out how to do this. All right, here we go. All right, initiation. I'll let you discuss what they
Hmm.
are each one.
Yeah, that one's on there for, anybody who wants a lower type of donation, because you can donate pretty much $1 if you want. But we wanted something where we give back to people for a little bit of money, so we put that on there, just a podcast shout out, and we made a little photo frame where they send us their picture and we put their face under the new kid's red hoodie.
That's a nice perk for $20 for sure. And then you got the vigil,
Hmm.
and that's a digital copy of the movie and poster included. So for a little bit more, you're getting the movie when it's out, and a digital poster,
Yeah,
or is it an
and you
actual
get
physical poster? Oh,
no
digital poster.
digital poster. Yeah, for this stage, we kind of try to keep most things digital, because once you get into the things that you have to ship, it gets really expensive, and it's really not worth it a lot of the time, because you pay more in shipping than you get from the perk.
Yeah, it's a cool one. It's always cool to have that digital poster, throw it on your
Hmm.
computer and stuff, and you get the movie with it.
Yeah, cool
I know
background.
this is a great one for all those Angel Bradford fans. The Some of the Dead Place ladies,
Mhm.
personalized video message, and you get the previous tiers.
Yeah,
How cool would
from
that?
either Angel or Susie Block or Laura Von Ick. You can get a personalized video message from any of them.
Let me send you some personal messages.
Yes, and you're supporting a great project. It sounds amazing. Amazing cast. Up and comers like Angel Bradford, who's almost a seasoned pro by now, really, with all the work you've been
Yeah,
doing. And there's some really cool perks as we get down here that I was looking at. The
Yeah.
digital copy of the script would play with the bed, and a virtual invite to the table read. I think that's cool. That's cool as hell.
yeah. So they'd get the full scope of the movie. Then
And
they get to read
two
the
of
script,
10.
and
There's only Yeah, and there's only eight more. Two of them are gone. There's only eight more left. That's one to hop on.
yeah,
And then we got Ascended. Special thanks to the credits. First
Mhm.
two tiers included download of the soundtrack and a podcast shout out. That's a pretty sweet one right there.
and as you
Or a
can imagine,
15 acclaimed on that. And this all goes to help you guys do it. I
Yeah.
think I'm lagging. I didn't mean to cut you off. I keep getting a little bit of lag here, but go ahead.
okay. I was just saying, as you can imagine, being a musician, I was a musician for about 10 years, so I've got a lot of connections with a lot of bands and stuff. They got a lot of really good music, so it's going to be a killer soundtrack on this one.
I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
Are you gonna actually be doing writing a few songs for the soundtrack?
Uh, Probably not, but I know my son is gonna have some songs on the soundtrack.
Cool.
That's damn cool. Now this is well, we got the co-conspirator. We didn't get a chance to go through that one because I was already looking at the other one. But now you've gone above and beyond. Special thanks in the credit. Not available with other tiers. A signed digital postcard, live stream access, wrap up party. I mean, you'll be at the party virtually right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one already claimed. There's only 4 more of those. This is a sweet perk. If you're in the area where they're shooting, or even if you want to travel, act with David Howard Thornton for $250. That's a steal right there.
Mm-hmm.
Green used prop, those are always great, especially if this is a type of movie, which it sounds like that could really take off and be very successful. A screen used prop can increase tenfold at least to own, which would be, I guess you can't really name what the screen used prop would be yet, or am I, some weapons
Yeah.
and costumes, but I'm sure you don't want to. There's a lot that you don't want to spoil as far as weapons and costumes go, I'm guessing, other than a red sweater.
Yeah, we'd give too much away that way.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Then we got the brain scoop, the first 2 tiers included, feedback on your film and your project. And so this is a really cool perk for up and coming filmmakers. Do you want to? This would be a good one for you to talk a little bit more about, like.
Yeah, we've been working together for a while. The production team, and we have Steve Deering. He did script coverage on films like the John Wick films, Hotel Artemis. He did a Gary Oldman film, The Dark. I forget the name of the Gary Oldman film, but he's done a lot of great films. And then we have some talented camera guys. We have pretty much every level of production. We have some talented, experienced guys who are willing to be a part of this perk and work with another up and coming producers. Like that's who bought these perks so far are up and coming producers who have a story to tell and they want to learn how to develop it and how to do what we've done to prepare for this. So we're gonna nurture them and kind of help them get their project off the ground.
I think that's a fantastic perk. I've never seen somebody do that perk. Maybe I haven't seen it yet, but or missed it. But I think that's a really good perk for somebody who's really green and getting to making films, but passionate about it. To get this kind of knowledge that, you know, that it's just really priceless in its own way. What you can learn from the talent that's in there, and the experience they have that they can give you. So yeah, check out that perk, the brain scoop. The 2 of 10 are already claimed, so people understand that that's a important perk for any filmmaker. This is a great perk right here, 666. You didn't do that price for a reason, did you?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's is it a Screen Ward hoodie? I'm guessing it's one of one. So yeah, an autographed screen red hoodie.
Yeah, it's going to be the one that he wears in the film, and I'm going to sign it, and David Howard Thornton is going to sign it as well.
That's badass. That's a good perk. Plant something in the film. Let's read a little bit about this one. First 2 tiers included your photo or art in the film. Nice. Nice. So I'm taking if you have a picture or a cool art piece or something like that.
Yeah, or your band's logo, or pretty much anything you want to plan in the film, kind of be in the background. We'll make sure to feature it.
That's cool. That's real cool. How cool would it be to have your brand or your picture in a scene with Angel Bradford and David Howard Thornton? You never know.
I just gotta say, Michael, I love how inclusive you are in all of your perks. I love how you want everybody to be involved, and I think that definitely wants more, gets more people to want to be involved.
I do like the perks a lot. You hit the nail
Mhm.
right on the head there, Angel. Associate producer credit. I'll let you explain them a little bit. I know they're pretty self-explanatory, but the way you explain it and it being your film, I think that'll go a long way too.
Well, we've sold a few of these too. It's you actually get an associate producer credit as if you'd worked on it with us, because we've been, like I said before, working on this for months, and then you get to come on and get a credit that's almost as high as the credits that we have, and then you get to say that you were actually part of the making of this.
It's a great perk. I'm associate producer on the Sawyer Massacre, which is coming out, and it's always cool to be able to put the associate producer. Your name's gonna be in the credits, and I don't know if I cut out. I got the circle of death. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think I'm cutting out. I'm gonna go to straight to my computer.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna close some of these. All right. Am I still frozen on your screen? I think I lagged out or
Okay, I can see it here.
You look fine. Yeah, everything looks fine to me.
okay, did I stop for a minute? Because I had like the circle of death on the while I was going through the Indiegogo. All right. All right. I just wanted to make sure. I couldn't tell. I've been having some internet problems tonight, of course. Get killed by the new kid. That's cool. Hey, getting killed by Art the Clown. But as the new kid, a new kill, a new type of kill for David Howard Thornton. So hey, first of a kind, really.
Yeah, and when you see the scene that this is going to be, that these kills
And
are going
there's
to be
three of them.
in,
I can't believe nobody's claimed any of those yet.
we just added those this weekend.
Very, very cool. And you guys are filming in LA, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. VIP cast crew screening, so you get to hang out with the cast and crew and watch the film for the first time.
Yeah, that'll be the first time the film's ever played. So the first time it's ever played before the public even sees it, you'll get to go to the screening with us. You'll get to hang out with us, and we'll personally hand you a copy of the movie and a poster.
That's cool. That is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Only 3 of those. Now these are expensive ones, but these are important ones. These are great ones, especially if this film hits that level that I believe it can with the cast you have, and from what little bit I know, just from you explaining with the character, just when somebody says character development in their film, yet gore, I know they're on the right track for me. Like, because I love that balance. It can't be one or the other. I love a good balance of both.
Mm-hmm.
But the executive producer credit, do you have anything to say on that one, Mike?
Oh, that's like a top tier credit right there. You're actually one of the ones responsible for bringing this to the world. That's why it's so expensive. And then you could use that credit to get, if you want to be a producer on other movies, then that would go a long way towards that.
Now this is I don't got it on me, but this is a cool one too. Own the director's soul.
I love that perk. I love that perk.
I own your soul.
Yeah.
So he's selling his soul to the devil. Which devil wants it?
I wanted to show I'd do anything for this film.
That's a cool perk. If that goes for you, that'd be a big step in the right direction for you on the crowdfunding. Huh?
For sure.
So those two deals, I'm rooting for you, man. An executive producer credit on a film like this is, if you have it and you can do it, it's an awesome perk. And owning the director's soul, I mean, you cannot go wrong right there. Michael Toth,
Yeah,
Doomsday
that's the first time I've ever seen a perk like that too.
Mike's down to own. He's gonna work on selling a bunch of art to buy your soul. Larry D, good to see you, my friend. Silent Shred. I want to give some people a shout out, and then we're going to talk a little bit more. So we went through all the perks, some great ones. I'm excited about a lot of them. I think there's some really cool ones to be able to act with David Howard Thornton for any new actor or actress. Be killed by David Howard Thornton. That's worth it right there. And I thank everybody for being here. Right, Beas Parker. There's some amazing perks. Good friend Derek Rickard, Derek's horror stuff, amazing channel he's got there. But yeah, so what's the plan to film? Is there a date set?
We plan on starting filming around March 2023. And as you can imagine, we'll have a lot of schedules to deal with, and Angel's busy, David's busy. David's going to be busy with the festival circuit and the conventions and stuff. So we're going to spread it out between probably March, April, and then maybe into May. But we're definitely going to finish it around the first half of the year.
Will Angel be eating fire in the film? I know I discussed that.
I don't think I will be eating fire in this film. But I actually
Michael might have gotten an idea now.
I do get to play a role that's very outside of my wheelhouse. And I'm really excited, for that, because I don't really get to show like my like evil side, my mean side, the bully side, like ever. So I'm really excited to like shock some people.
I can believe it, because you got such an innocent look to go to another level of wicked and mean and evil. If it's got to be exciting as an actress, and being able to show that, hey, I'm not this sweet girl. Trust me. I tear your face off. Or burn it
I
if
live
she's
up
got
to
her
my
fire.
zodiac symbol, the Gemini. I'm crazy.
That's great. What were you at, a festival or something today? And you drove all the way back?
Yeah, I went to the fair today, the North Carolina State Fair. It just started this past week. So went there today and had some fun.
Oh, nice. Glad to hear you had a good time.
Lines were so long though.
Oh, I can imagine. I'm going to Kentucky, and Robert Englund's going to be there, so I don't even plan on being able to meet him, because it's going to be so. I'm sure he's going to have a line 6 miles long. They planned it out though pretty good at Scarefest to try to make sure everybody gets an opportunity. But yeah, it's this film is
there's going to be a line around.
I've become a convention addict. I was done after Krypticon, and then it's like, oh, Nick and Mick are going, and Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Oh, Robert Englund's gonna be there. Robert Patrick from Terminator 2 and other films, and C.J. Graham and Kane Hodder. It's like stacked. It's like, all right, it's only 9 hours. I'm gonna take everything, and I'm still working on packing. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
What's really cool is that I actually got to meet David Howard Thornton at a con. I was his volunteer handler for 3 days. So I got to, talk with him and pick his brain and talk with Damien and stuff for a couple of days. It was really cool. David's awesome. He's a sweet person.
That's what I've heard, and like I was talking with Michael, he had him on the podcast. One of my friends, the Horror Freak 85, had him on, and just getting to see him not being Art the Clown and the type
Mhm.
of person he is, and the quick wit and just the animation he has in general, you could see how he translate to Art the Clown without
Mhm.
saying a word. So, yeah, I'm excited to see
Oh
him
yeah.
act
Oh
in these
yeah.
films. Yeah, I mean, I love Art the Clown.
Yeah.
I want that to go
It's
on for a bunch more.
it's gonna be so interesting to like hear him like talk and like it's gonna be so cool.
Oh yeah, so at least you've gotten to know him well enough that you're comfortable with them. So when you're on set, you'll probably be a lot more comfortable too,
Mhm.
just by sitting with them and talking with them. It's not like you're going in cold and having to act with Art the Clown and being like, oh, I feel a little nerves here, feel a little butterflies,
Yeah.
but after 3 days of hanging out with somebody, you kind of get that comfort zone, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Did he
And
give
I've
you any
I've
tips
I've
while you're
messaged
out
him on
there?
Facebook and stuff intermittently. Oh yeah, no, he's definitely always told me to keep on with my go-getting attitude, my determination and perseverance and everything. He's really all for that. I'm like, yeah.
A friend of ours wanted to come on and say hi. So I got to bring him up. I've wanted to bring him up. He's become a good friend of mine, pretty much a regular lately. He's been busy. He just got done working with you, and I know he's excited for this project and excited for you, Mr. Cody Huskins. Welcome, my
What's up,
friend.
everybody?
Yeah.
Surprise,
I don't
surprise.
see. There he is.
Hope y'all are doing good tonight.
Yes, Cody, it's good
Welcome,
to see
Cody.
you.
Y'all doing pretty good?
Good, busy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hanging out.
Ask Angel. We just got through finishing up a day where we filmed for 20 hours.
Do you have any
Wow.
warnings
Yeah.
for Michael about Angel before going in? Any little inside things he might need to know before working with her?
Who's that now? About Mike? No, Angel's very professional. She's just very good at what she does. And I seen that when I first met her. She's legit. She's very, very good at what she does.
Thanks, Cody.
I know
And
from talking to Cody how excited.
I'm looking forward to everybody seeing me killing her.
I mean,
I love dying. What can I
Angel
say?
is so busy.
As
It's
Leatherface.
crazy. Ask Leatherface. Yeah, I saw some of the screenshots. You guys get Angel. Angel could take some punishment. So yeah, at least she's not coming in timid.
No.
And I think
But she did
that's
an excellent job. She did an excellent job as like her screaming and reaction. She blew my mind. Like, wow, she's actually truly a scream queen.
that's what Michael was saying before. She basically got hired because of her scream.
Yeah.
And I think
Absolutely.
that's incredible to get cast just by your scream. How cool is that? Now you can show up even more chops that you have.
Yes. And she's so realistic.
When I was when I was filming Wolf Hollow, I had to do a scene where I was screaming. Like, it was a really loud scream, but we did multiple takes of it, and there were a lot of the people that were watching. They were like, I'm surprised that neighbors didn't come down and like see what was going on. Like, cops didn't show up because it was just bloody murder.
Yeah. Hey, John. I've
Yep.
actually been. I'm gonna give a shout out to the Viking Samurai podcast. It's
Okay.
huge podcast, and me and him been collaborating tonight on doing some projects together.
Fantastic,
Combining
man.
combining martial arts with horror. He's actually he did a podcast recently with Scott Atkins. You ever heard of him?
I have. I think he's on my friends list too.
Okay, and he's done a interview with Jean-Claude Van Damme's son, Christopher Van Damme.
Oh, really? Very, very cool.
And he's talked to Steven Seagal. So me and him's collaborating on doing some films together, and I want to give a shout out to him, David from Viking Samurai.
Fantastic. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check out that podcast. But yeah, all you guys, I'm really excited for. Everybody in the indie community, the horror community. I've been lucky enough to deal with so many different people, whether they're artists, mask makers, talented filmmakers like Michael or Jason Pitts or Jason Brooks. Has all these guys and what they're bringing to the table. It's super cool to watch this all come together, and I'm excited getting to know this film. I thank Amy Crabtree for letting me know about it, because I cannot wait to see this film. It's even with the little bit that you've kind of hinted, and without weapons or anything. I love the look of the red sweatshirt, the hoodie. It's kind of it sticks out. I love the art for it, and just the cast and crew that you've already announced. The guys behind the scenes, which don't get all the love they deserve, that you have working on this film for special effects and sound and camera work. Those guys are the unsung heroes too. I know you got some super talents that are working on this project with you.
Yeah, and on top of the gore, David Howard Thornton, his character is going to be a mutating type of demon. So there's going to be some really gnarly type of effects that Robert Bravo is planning for him.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Is it going to be a lot of practical or a little bit of mix of both?
It's all practical in this way. If it has any digital effects, they'll be just for accent, just for detail. But it's going to be pretty much all practical effects.
That's awesome.
Practical effects is my favorite. I know sometimes, especially digital effects kind of come in, and I think it works sometimes. But when it's blended well, I've talked with Mick Strawn and Nick Benson about this. When it's mixed in, it's not bad. But I mean, I love practical effects. A lot of these indie horror films, I think, have brought back practical effects where people are just going CGI, CGI, CGI. There's something real about practical effects when it's done well that I love seeing in the indie community. I think that's my favorite part.
Well, to me, I like CGI, or I don't mind CGI as long as you can't see it, as long as you can't tell that there's CGI.
Yeah. As long as it blends well.
Exactly.
But I think the indie community has let a lot of these practical old school effects guys shine a lot more than I think they had been. When CGI was starting to really go, I think it got a little heavy. And like you said, if it blends well, especially sci-fi, it blends well, really well. But something about practical effects when it can be used, it's I don't know. I personally love it. So I'm glad to hear this film is a lot of practical effects, and I love seeing the talented people behind the screens that are passionate about the special effects industry. And I think the talent and what they've learned and growing from the people before them brings so much to the table. Like I just watched the new Vengeance 2, and it's like, wow, those practical effects were good. And yeah, there's just so much talent that's up and coming right now. Not just actors and actresses, but behind the scenes, like I was saying.
Special effects, yeah.
Because it does go a long way. Now, would you say you're planning more of a? I mean, there's going to be a lot of gore and stuff, but the presence of gore being there, or is it going to be straight up, Art the Clown kind of gore that you're going for a little bit of mix.
I'm trying to stay really realistic as far as the gore and the violence goes. I want to be as realistic as I possibly can. The only thing that's going to be kind of outrageous is the effects when David deforms, when he starts mutating into this crazy demon. I won't give any details, but uh, it's going to be pretty insane.
It sounds interesting as hell. I could see as an actor, especially where he wants to be seen with his face and stuff, to be able to do some sort of role like that where he's evolving as a character. I guess it sounds like right in front of our eyes throughout this movie. So I'm guessing you're going to be asking a lot of his range because he has it to be shining in this film.
Yeah, he's a character where he appears as human, and then when someone pisses him off, that's when he starts mutating.
He's a
You're gonna see
succubus.
a lot of that. Yeah.
No, that's all. I mean,
I'm
I
actually
can't
really
imagine.
excited to. Um, I'm really excited to learn from Robert. You know, being a makeup artist, like I know that he has a lot of experience, and I'm excited to see what what he does on set.
I almost forgot because I've been hearing so much about your acting because we did touch on that before that you are a makeup artist and you almost won one
Hmm.
contest you were in, right? Second place, I think you said, and you showed us
Yeah,
pictures of it too.
actually, yeah. So yeah, yep. So second place, and then the next day I got first place, technically by default, but it's still first place, so it counts. But yeah, no, like makeup, I definitely appreciate practical effects, you know, like being able to build, you know, the prosthetics or rigs, whatever you need, and then being able to bring that to life on screen. Like practical effect, there's nothing else like practical effects. It's definitely, you know, a skill to work on constantly because things are always changing in the makeup world.
Yeah, when I first met Robert Bravo, he asked for a couple of details about what kind of effects I wanted. The moment I told him about the mutating new kid, he had a list of ideas ready of how he could do it, and he could do it at any budget level. He said I could do it I could do this at this budget level, and I could go more realistic at this budget level. So he's a team player in every way, and he's willing to get it done no matter what.
That's
I
awesome.
wish I got to special effects when I was younger, like all the makeup and stuff. Like I watched Leviathan last night. It's a Hellraiser documentary. How they did the practical effects. Great documentary if you haven't seen it. And it's like, wow, they really stretched
Yeah.
everything so far in what they used, and they used budget stuff like KY condoms. I mean, just to make these
Yeah.
effects work,
Yep.
and yeah, stop motion. I mean, they used pretty much every sort of effect you could possibly imagine on Hellraiser. That's what I love about that series and seeing these practical effects. And like you said, there's so much new stuff that people are doing that even makes it look even more real than it did
Hmm.
back in the day from the godfathers of it, like Tom Savini. Uh, it it's grown so
Hmm.
much because they learned so much as they went too, using practical things and basically whatever they could grab at a grocery store or the CVS local hardware store. It didn't really matter. They what they built and how they made it come together using those type of things is amazing. And seeing these practical effects that have been done, and especially in indie on these lower budget films, I don't know. It blows my mind. It's like, wow, you guys are really creating something special behind the scenes. So yeah,
I was really impressed with Damien Leone on Terrifier 2. I was already impressed with him on the first part, but he really outdone himself on the second part. I honestly don't know how he directs a movie that good and still able to do all those practical effects, and it looks so realistic and so disturbing.
he's got a sick mind, but it's so good. It's really Terrifier was one of those movies when I watched it that I hadn't seen a movie like that maybe ever, but that the practical effects and the level and the kind of wow they went there type of deal. Yeah, that stuff really blew my mind. Like Michael Toast here, so I'm going to show that picture again, where with Mike Levy. And this is from an Abnormal Attraction, Mike and Jason Levy's film, and they worked. They were both in Terrifier. Mike was the guy who got his head cut off, and he was a guy named Timothy in the movie. But this is such a cool piece. I had to show it off because I'm a big Art the Clown fan. In that scene, and we're talking those practical effects, which was my top two favorites: the saw in the half, and then the head chop off were my two in the original. Now I can't wait to see part two. I have not had a chance until I go to Kentucky, so I'm getting that theater experience.
What made Terrifier so great was the effects in it. It was back from the 80s. I mean, 100% was 80s effects. That's what made it so great. It took you back in time, you know, and not many movies does that anymore.
Yeah, a lot of these new ones that you'd see that the bigger budgets, because it's cheaper to do it. It's easier for them to just do the CGI, and it can work. Like Michael was saying, if it's blended well and you don't see it CGI, that's the important part. But when you see it CGI and it's just, which CGI has gotten better, but when you see those practical effects, it really puts you in the zone, especially in horror, where I find practical effects so important, so important. It can make or break a film. Like Malignant, I really liked the film, but then the CGI, it was like watching too much CGI, where I wish they went with more practical effects. And a lot of the bigger budget movies do that. It's like, man, why wouldn't they just use a little bit of practical effects and blend it a little better?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's but it's been a little over an hour. I gotta pack up. I'm like a mess, and I gotta be on the road Wednesday. I want to thank you, Cody, for popping in.
Yeah, no
I wish we
problem.
could go longer. I'm excited for the Dead Place. It's in demand on Indiegogo. I got the links for these videos in there, so make sure to check it out. Even if you contribute $2, $3, $4, $5, it goes a long way. It adds up when everybody puts in a little bit for everybody for this movie and this project. If you can do more, and there's something you see that you'd love to do, I mean, there's some great perks. Do that. Michael Pickle, best of luck with this film. It was really great having you on. I'm going to give you the last words.
Well, thank you so much for having me on and talking so much about the campaign and all the perks and everything. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. And
It's
Angel,
good to meet you. Hey, Michael, it's good to meet you. I mean, it's the first time I've met you, so.
Good to meet you too.
And Angel's worked with me 2 or 3 times, and she'll be a good actress. And she's an excellent actress, so she'll deliver. She'll deliver an awesome. You're welcome.
And Angel, congratulations to all your success. I cannot wait to watch The Grind. Cody, we're going to be talking about a few more things you're in, but Angel, you are just got done working with Amy Cody, my dude Brett Wagner. I'm excited for The Grind.
Yep.
Seeing that you're part of this film, your career, how blown away are you by things? I'm going to give you your last words. Your last words.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me on. Again, I have to thank, all of my family, my friends, and those who are supporting me, because I would not be here without you guys. So thank you all.
And I think, Cody, we're going to try to do a live stream tomorrow. We kind of talked about it. I will catch up with you about it. I don't know how long I'll be able to go, because I really got to pack everything, but I'd like to do a short live stream and talk about some things. Yeah, and once again, everybody,
our Halloween film, The Night, will be coming out like really soon.
Yeah, so we'll get you on tomorrow and we'll talk about it for sure. Again, thank you, Angel. Thank you, Cody. Michael, thank you very much. It was great meeting you. I'd love to get you guys on again, talk about the film maybe after it comes out or even before, and see how the campaign's going. But thank you, guys. Thank you, chat. Until maybe tomorrow night, we will see you. Peace out.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
See y'all.
See you later.
Bye.
Have a good